What's good, guys? LM7 here. Finally doing another review. I know I mentioned it in the last one I did on the Hailfire that I was going to pump out some of the old sets that I didn't get a chance to do for a while. Well, I finally got my lighting area. It was finally delivered, and now I can actually do the reviews reliably. So we're going to start off by doing the newest Ultimate Collector set that came out on May the 4th of this year. It is the Snowspeeder. Okay, so, alright. So it is ages 14 plus, 75, 144, just Snowspeeder. Doesn't even say Ultimate Collectors in this section. It does on the other corner of the box. 1,703 pieces, and it is $199.99. Okay, so as you can see, there's the gold variant, stating that it is Ultimate Collectors. This is the old type of logo they used to use. And then on this side right here, you just see some AT-ATs in the background. I thought it was cool, since they don't generally put like the main logo that they're going with for the time period on Ultimate Collectors. And then right here you can see it is a collector set. So if we flip the box over, we get a nice picture of the Snowspeeder, and then we just have some of the various features that I will show in just a minute. And then on the other side, just some more details. But I will get to all that. Alright. So, moving forward, this is the instruction booklet that we're given. It's not spiral bound, it's just it just has a spine to it. It is a humongous book, but there is a couple things I wanted to show. Do I really care about no, I don't really care about that. Anyway, I haven't done it in a while, but I do want to show the final model here. I know there's a small shadow, that's actually my arm in the way, but if we look at the page number, 315 is how long this book is, so it's a humongous book. Obviously, that's what you expect when you get a collector's set. I want to say it took me like 2.5 to 3 hours to actually put this thing together. Personally, I felt it was a pretty fast build for such a big set. I was expecting it to take longer, but like you're gonna see in a minute, the wings are identical except that they are mirrored. So I guess since building it the first time, I was pretty quick on knowing what to do the second time. I guess that's that's how everything got done fast. But let's get into the minifigures. They're both just labeled as Rebel Snowspeeder pilots, and there's, you know, a huge debate on who they are and whatnot, and I'm going to just leave that up to you guys, whatever you think. But some nice printing on the front. Can't say that the body and the legs are very different than other Snowspeeder pilots we've gotten, but the main draw is he does have printed arms, which is always a nice touch, especially when you're paying $200 for a set. And I do like the detailing and whatnot they have on the helmet. But, you know, you think if they said in the press release that they're iconic pilots, but you think they'd give them not generic faces. But each one, I believe, has a double-sided face, if I remember correctly. This is just the first one. Obviously, he's terrified or about to die, one of the two. And then our second minifigure, I'll get to the stand in a second. I think the stand is pretty cool in itself. But our second minifigure comes with a pistol. The other guy comes with binoculars, as you saw. But they have the same body and printing and everything. He still has printed arms, but it's still the same as the other dude. And then a more generic white helmet with the Rebellion logo. And he actually has the same face as the other guy in the back too. this scared, terrified look. So they're decent figures, but I wouldn't go buying this set for the figures. Obviously, it's Ultimate Collector set, so you're here for the model. So you can see the model. This is not how you're supposed to put it on the stand, but the other way, and I'll put it the right way towards the end of the video here, but the other way, it just didn't look right, like looking at it in the camera view here, and it just I feel like it tilted a little too much on the area I have it in. So, oh, that's always fun. I love it when things fall apart. But moving forward, I'm going to take the display stand off, or the plaque here, so we can take a look. It's made by the Incom Corporation, blah blah blah, 5 meters long. It's got all kinds of, you know, all the specs that you expect the sticker to have. I always like that they actually put the Lego version of the model in the background, because they could easily have just printed, you know, the Snowspeeder from the movie. But I think it's a nice touch. But there's nothing else special about the plaque. It's your standard that they use in all the Ultimate Collector sets. Now, I do want to show the stand, but the Snowspeeder's having a problem of like sitting lately. It's being stupid, basically. I mean, you can have it without the stand, and well, obviously I just threw it over there, but it does look much better on the stand. But the something that they haven't really ever done before, I don't believe. Obviously, in all the other Ultimate Collector sets, if you wanted it to face the other direction, you could always do so. But this one actually gives you the option to put the plaque on whatever side you want to put it on, and it gives you a spot for the 2 minifigures here with the studs on each of the ends. So that's a nice little touch. But basically, the Snowspeeder is actually supposed to sit on it sideways like this, and then it has this little lean mechanism that holds the weight properly. But it just tilts sideways. So I will now put it together the way it is, the way they show you in the instruction booklet, anyway. They obviously you can put it in any configuration you want, but this is how you're supposed to build it, the way they show you. Not super important. Now, the Snowspeeder itself, and I've been having some problems with it today. It's been a little bit on the fragile end, but it's bigger than I thought it was going to be. Like, yeah, I know it's an Ultimate Collector set and everything, but the Snowspeeder itself isn't a humongous ship. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Slave One is a big ship, so obviously they could make a huge collector set off of it in the Star Destroyer and blah blah blah. But just going to show off some of the details real quick before I put it on the stand. I love how they build the engines right here. They're massive engines, and they were just fun to build because there's a lot of cool techniques they use to get the right angles and everything. And then you know, going down, you can see some of the gun detail. They pack a lot of detail there in the front, which is always nice. A little bit of detail here. I love how they built this, the whole top canopy section. Basically, the sides are the same, so that's why I'm showing you this one side and not the other side as well. You know, got little paint chips here. The only difference is this part here is not on the other side. Not a huge issue. But if we take a look at the front, you can see they got the angle right, using some ball and socket joint pieces. And then, you know, just more of the great detail that the Snowspeeder actually offers. I guess I'll show you this side since we're here. Alright, so there is, before I show you some of the features, there is quite a lot of detail here on the back. I love how this section was built. It's not entirely accurate, but they did the best they can with the space they had, and I thought it turned out fantastic. Like, I think it's supposed to have 2 more of these pieces here but you couldn't really tell unless you're a super hardcore nerd. Anyway, the back of the guns here, or the little engines, if you spin it, you spin it the right way, it opens up the flap. The air brake is what it's actually called. But so you can open up the air brake on both sides, rotating it either left or right, depending on which wing you are in. And then if you look here, kind of hard to tell, but they do pack quite a bit of detail inside the flap as well. It's mostly just the gear mechanism, basically. But if you spin them the opposite direction the wing is, they just close up nicely. And then if we take a quick look at the bottom, like so, I really love how the bottom looks. I know that's weird, but like, they put enough detail in the bottom to where it looks good, and it's the right colors. Like, the top is all nice and white, but what you don't see is that the bottom is all gray, and they keep the nice orange detailing throughout the entirety of the set. So that little square there is where you put the stand, as you probably could figure, and that little piece, just gotta move my hand. This little piece here is the stand if you want to use it without the stand that they give you. It doesn't really support the weight properly, but it does a decent job. Anyway, if you pull these forward, you can also get the bottom set of air brakes to stop your Snowspeeder, and it does work. Like, you can keep them down while it's on the stand, so I think that's what I'm going to do. But here's just a look at the front detail on the underside. Yes, there's that little gap right there, but they have a couple pieces in there to rectify that space. So basically, oh, I lost a piece. That's cool. So where is the stand here? Can't really find it. All right. Okay. So, like I was saying, it does lean quite a bit when you have it on the stand, and you can see where the piece fell off over here. So let me just quickly slap this little piece back on. But anyway, this is I guess it looks pretty decent now. The original way I had it, it didn't look good and you couldn't see anything. But on the stand, it does have a nice tilt. And you can push it up. Like, this is without the tilt, but the Snowspeeder is pretty heavy and it needs to use those Technic pieces to keep itself upright. But basically, there is two more main features of the Ultimate Collector set. So, like always, you can open up the canopy, and I'm going to try and bring this forward so we can see a little on the inside, because they did put quite a nice bit of detail. Let me just zoom in here. A nice bit of detail into the seats. A lot of people were upset that they included minifigures, but then this set is scaled bigger than the minifigures. But it was just like that with Obi-Wan's Starfighter 2. Either way, oh, this lovely little piece fell off from the inside. I'll put that on in my own time. But so you can see there's, you know, sticker detail on the sides and all that fun jazz. But the main other feature, I'm gonna have to move it again. I'm breaking all kinds. This Snowspeeder does not want to stay together for me today. I've had the worst luck trying to get this review to work. Alright, basically, and this is a decent angle to see it in, is this control panel here. If you spin it, just like they would in the movie, you can see the back gun goes along with it. And that's a nice little touch. And then on that control panel, if we can zoom in a little more, it's kind of hard to see the sticker from here, but it is basically just the foot of an AT-AT where they're going to shoot the harpoon around and obviously knock it down. This center seat where the two seats connect, I thought was really fun to build. It was a cool, they got a lot of cool angles in the Snowspeeder. Like, I know everyone has about 7 or 8 of the little Snowspeeders at this point. So, you know, working on a big one, you get all the right shapes and you actually, you know, feel like you're building something that put time into it. Anyway, one thing I want to note, well, I put this little piece back in here, is the first concern is the price. Is it worth it? I would say yes. It is a little short for the, you know, the price to piece ratio of 10 cents, but I don't think that really is a super hindrance when it comes to it. I think it's justified, and these smaller Ultimate Collector sets I feel are worth the $200. So now if we zoom back out, you can actually see the Snowspeeder in its full glory, and I'm going to try and put a little bit of an angle so we can see it the best while I talk a little bit. So yeah, it's a pretty decent price to piece ratio. Obviously everyone could say they could always add more pieces and add more details and blah blah blah, but I think this is one of the best sets we've gotten recently. 2016 flopped when it came to the Ultimate Collector sets, so, you know, starting off 2017 with a great one was, well, everyone was a little skeptical because it was another Hoth base set, and you know, we got the Assault on Hoth, and that was just not a great set at all. But this one rectifies all the problems of the previous year, except for the fact that it does have about 30 stickers. And people were a little upset that the 30 stickers would come in a Ultimate Collector set. Basically, you'd pay a lot more money, and then it just wouldn't be worth it if all the pieces were printed. Like, do you really care if this little engine piece right here is a sticker or printed? No. I know a lot of people wanted the windshield to be printed because there is a couple awkward stickers on that one. I think there's 5 stickers total on that. But to be fair, like, if they printed it, then they couldn't use that piece for other big, you know, sets that they want to use it for. It makes it more of a standard piece than, you know, a super customized set. Like, yeah, they made the mold for the windshield especially for this set, but that's just for now. Who knows what they'll find a use for it later. So, you know, the stickers make it useful down the road. Anyway, I'm not complaining about the stickers. Yeah, they're annoying and I don't love stickers, but I feel like the majority of them on the Snowspeeder work out, and none of them are really extremely hard. Like I said, the most annoying ones are on the front windshield, but you don't even have to put them there if you don't want to. Like, they're just there for added detail. But that's just me rambling about things, you know, I've read about the set and blah blah blah. Anyway, that's gonna be about it for the Ultimate Collector Snowspeeder. A fantastic set. If you already got it, then you know how good of a set it is. If you don't have it and you're on the fence about whether, you know, you want to spend the money, basically right now, out of all the Star Wars sets that came out this year, this is you know, the best one as of right now. I wouldn't say any main series sets from 2017 even come close. But, you know, that's expected because this is an Ultimate Collector set. That's just me thinking out loud. I don't know. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you like. I appreciate it, and it does help me out. Let me know what you think about the Snowspeeder, and then also what you guys think about what's the other set or two for the Ultimate Collectors might come out this year. I know a lot of people are thinking it's a Millennium Falcon. Could be It could be a lot of different things. I'd like to know what you guys think. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you guys later.